So last class we have studied a very important part, that is Bessel's series solution of Bessel's differential equation, and that is the very important derivation of Jn of x, which is there in the model question paper. Today again one more derivation which is there in the model question paper, that is orthogonal property of Bessel functions. Orthogonal property of Bessel functions it is called as. Okay. So its statement is like this: if alpha and beta are two distinct roots of Jn of x equals 0, so two roots are there. If alpha and beta are two distinct roots of Jn of x equals 0, then 0 to 1 x Jn of alpha x into Jn of beta x is equal to 0 if alpha not equal to beta, 0 if alpha not equal to beta, and half into Jn dash of alpha whole squared is equal to half into Jn plus 1 of alpha squared if alpha equals beta. But in the model question paper they are given only the first part, that is 0 to 1 x Jn alpha x Jn beta x dx is equal to 0 if alpha not equal to beta. Only first part they are given, but they can give both the parts, we cannot say, or they can give second part. So I did both the parts. Again I repeat, if alpha and beta are two distinct roots of Jn of x equals 0, Jn of x is the Bessel function which we derived yesterday, that is also a model question paper problem derivation. Then 0 to 1 x into Jn alpha x into Jn beta x equals 0 if alpha not equal to beta. This is there in the model question paper till here. Also there is a second part for that, that is half into Jn dash of alpha squared is equal to half into Jn plus 1 of alpha if alpha equals beta. So alpha not equal to beta means 0, if alpha equal to beta means this one. So we take, now we know that y is equal to Jn lambda x is a solution of the equation, this one, we know that, no? Because in the last class we have seen y is equal to Jn of x is a solution of x squared d squared by dx squared plus lambda plus x dy by dx plus x squared minus n squared of y equals 0. That is y is equal to Jn of x, the solution. Now in place of x there is lambda x. So in place of x we get lambda squared x squared minus n squared. So once again I repeat, the general form of Bessel's differential equation is x squared d squared by dx squared plus x dy by dx plus x squared minus n squared of y equals 0. Its solution we have derived in the last class, that is also a model question paper problem, that we got as y is equal to Jn of x. Now we use the same concept, that is we know that y is equal to Jn lambda x is a solution of the equation. So x means here x was there, now lambda x, so here lambda x will be there. We know that y is equal to Jn lambda x is a solution of the equation x squared d squared by dx squared plus x dy by dx plus lambda squared x squared minus n squared into y equals 0. Now we take two Bessel functions, there are two solutions, that is one is for alpha, one is for beta, that way. So if u equals Jn of alpha x, if u equals Jn of alpha x and v equals Jn of beta x, that way, if u equals Jn of alpha x and v equals Jn of beta x, or the associated differential equation will be, so here, see alpha x means here alpha x will come, beta x means here beta x will come. So that way, x squared u, so u equals, here it was y equals, so y, so u equals means x squared u double dash plus x u dash plus alpha squared x squared minus n squared into u equals 0. If you understand, write the notes properly, concentrate when writing, then it is very easy, because completely derivation it is, otherwise it's very difficult, you can't by heart this concept. Another is v, so instead of y there is v, and the solution is Jn of beta x. So x squared v double dash plus x v dash plus beta squared x squared minus n squared of v equals 0. X squared v double dash plus x v dash plus beta squared x squared minus n squared of v equals 0. So one solution was Jn of alpha x, that is u equals, another was v equals. So we write these two equations. Now we try to simplify this. So what I do, I multiply 1 by v by x. It's a derivation. Why you can't say it's a derivation. I multiply 1 by v by x. I multiply 1 by v by x. and 2 by u by x. I multiply 1 by v by x and 2 by u of x, u by x, 1 by v by x and 2 by u by x. See what we get. So if I multiply here by v by x, 1 by v by x, this is 1, this is 2, 1 by v by x. So 1 x get cancelled, so I get x v u double dash. So v by x, x get cancelled, v u dash. Here 1 v by x, so 1x get cancelled, alpha squared u v x, it will be alpha squared u v into x minus, here if multiply by v by x, minus n squared v u or n squared u v by x, 0. Now I multiply the second equation by u by x. I multiply the second equation by u by x. I multiply the second equation by u by x. I will get x u v double dash. So x cancels, u v dash. Here beta squared x squared. So 1x get cancelled, beta squared u v x minus n squared u v by x equals 0. Now these two terms are same. You can say these two terms are same. You can see here. So we subtract it. Subtract first equation minus second equation. So what happens when you subtract? X is common. So x into v u double dash minus u v double dash plus this I subtract v u dash minus u v dash plus here u v x is common. So alpha squared minus beta squared. This last term get cancelled, equal to 0. Very clear. Now this term I take to the other side. This last term, that is alpha squared minus b squared into u v x, I take to the other side. When I take to the other side, it will be minus alpha squared minus beta squared of u v x. So when minus is outside, if you multiply inside minus, that will be beta squared minus alpha squared into x u v. It will be beta squared minus alpha squared into x u v. So when we take this to the other side, we get minus alpha squared minus beta squared into u v x. That is beta squared minus alpha squared into x into u v. Now this, if you see, these two terms, if you see clearly, this is the product rule of this. For example, see, if I expand this first function, differentiation of second, v u double dash minus u v double dash plus second function v u dash minus u v dash, differentiation of first. So this is nothing but this only by using product rule. So we write these two, you have to little bit remember. So x from here you write, this and this you write. First function differentiation of second plus second function differentiation of first, that will be by reverse process, d by dx of x into v, very clear, v u dash minus u v dash. That is equal to, when minus sign comes this side, it will be minus of alpha squared minus b squared. I multiplied that minus sign, that will be beta squared minus alpha squared into x u v. Now after this, I will integrate both sides with respect to x between 0 and 1. I integrate both sides with respect to x, taking limits from 0 to 1. So when integrate here, integration is reverse process of differentiation. Integration is reverse process of differentiation. So I get differentiation and integration get cancelled, x into v u dash minus u v dash, x into v u dash minus u v dash. Limit is x equals 0 to 1 equals beta squared minus alpha squared. I integrate this. These are constants. I integrate this, x equals 0 to 1 x u v dx. Given here, integrating with respect to x between 0 and 1. I hope it is clear. Now what happens here? Here I put x equals 1. If I put x equals 1, I get like this. v u dash minus u v dash minus lower limit x equals 0, 0. This is beta squared minus alpha squared as it is, 0 to 1 x u v dx. Hope it is clear. Now I take it as 3. Okay. Since u, what is u here? I have taken c. U is jn alpha of x and v is jn beta x. So since u is equal to jn alpha x, since u equals jn alpha x and v equals jn beta x, we want here u dash and v dash. So if you differentiate, u dash will be with respect to x, jn dash alpha x into alpha, because differentiation a chain rule. So jn dash alpha x into alpha, that can be written as alpha jn dash alpha x. If you differentiate v dash, it will be jn dash beta x into beta. So that can be written as v dash equals beta into jn dash beta x. So I'll put this all in 3. If I put this in 3, I'll get v u dash, v jn beta x into alpha jn dash alpha x minus u, that is jn alpha x into v dash beta jn dash beta x. Then at x equals 1, lower limit we substituted here for x equals 1. Okay, I write here at x equals 1. Here beta squared minus alpha squared 0 to 1 x uv is jn alpha x into jn beta x of dx. Now I want this in the other side, because if you see the derivation starting, this is required there. That is x into jn alpha x into jn beta x dx. So 0 to 1 x into jn alpha x jn beta x dx is equal to 1 by beta squared minus alpha squared into a bracket. I put the same thing, I'm writing alpha jn beta x jn. Now I put x equals 1. I have substituted here x equals 1. I substituted here x equals 1. So I get jn beta into jn dash of alpha minus jn alpha, beta is written here, jn alpha into jn dash of beta. So I put here, till I put x equals 1, I have written it. So here I put x equals 1. Now, since alpha and beta are the distinct roots of jn of x equals 0, that you assumed in the beginning, given in the theorem also, it is given in the theorem, since alpha and beta are the distinct roots of jn of x equals 0, since alpha and beta are the distinct roots of jn of x equals 0, we have jn alpha equals 0 and jn beta equals 0. Since alpha and beta are the distinct roots of jn of x equals 0, we have jn of alpha equals 0. Always you know that from beginning, any root satisfies the equation. So your x is equal to alpha satisfies the root equation jn of x equals 0. So jn of alpha equals 0. X equals beta satisfies the equation jn of x equals 0. So jn of beta equals 0. Hence now the RHS of 4 will be, the RHS of 4, this becomes 0, because jn of alpha is 0, this will be 0, jn of beta is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0 divided by 0. RHS of 4 becomes 0, provided beta squared minus alpha squared is not equal to 0, because if beta squared minus alpha squared equals 0, numerator 0, denominator is 0, 0 by 0 form, it is not defined. So we take provided beta squared minus alpha squared not equal to 0 or beta squared not equal to alpha squared. Thus we have proved that if alpha not equal to beta, 0 to 1 x jn alpha x into jn beta x dx is equal to 0. It's only possible if alpha not equal to beta. If alpha equal to beta, what happens? The denominator also will be 0 and it will be 0 by 0 form. So 0 to 1 x into jn alpha x into jn beta x dx equals 0. Okay, this is the question. Till here it is asked in the model question paper. Prove that, show that for any Bessel function jn of x, alpha and beta are the roots of the function. Then see, the question is here. If alpha and beta are the two distinct roots of jn of x, then 0 to 1 x jn alpha x into jn beta x dx is equal to 0 if alpha not equal to beta. So this is the question. Till here, alpha not equal to beta, 0 to 1 x jn alpha x into jn beta x dx equals 0. So this is the question, that is till equation 5 that is being asked in the model question paper. But they might ask another case when alpha equals beta. So we have done it. Now we discuss the case till here for model question paper. See the question and answer. But if in the exam they give an alpha, this is an alpha not equal to beta. If they give an alpha equals beta, RHS of 3, if alpha equals beta, say RHS of 3. If alpha equals beta, RHS of 3 will be 0, because alpha equals beta means this will be 0. So RHS of 3 becomes an indeterminate form of the type 0 by 0 when alpha equals beta. So RHS of 3 will be an indeterminate, that is 0 by 0 form, beta squared minus alpha squared, this will be 0. So RHS of 3 becomes an indeterminate form of the type 0 by 0 when alpha equals beta. Even RHS of 4 you can see when alpha equals beta here, this will be 0. Okay. This also jn alpha, jn beta, so it will be 0 by 0 form. You can see 4, it is very clear. Instead of 3, just correct this. RHS of 4, this should be taken as RHS of 4. RHS of 4 becomes an indeterminate form, that is 0 by 0 form when alpha equals beta. Now, we shall evaluate by taking limits on both sides. We evaluate it by taking limits on both sides. Beta 0 by 0 form means, you can recall in your Maths 1, in first semester you studied. We use L'Hospital's rule and on differentiate numerator, differentiate denominator. Again apply the limit. If you get 0 by 0 form, again apply the limit in that way. So now see here, so it is 0 by 0 form, so we apply the limit on both sides. Beta tends to alpha, keeping alpha fixed, So we apply the limit beta tends to alpha, keeping alpha fixed. So you know, when it is 0 by 0 form, we apply L'Hospital's rule, that is differentiating numerator and then differentiating denominator. So now limit beta tends to alpha, apply here in 4, limit beta tends to alpha, 0 to 1 x jn alpha x into jn beta x dx in 4, not 3, it is 4. 0 to 1 x jn alpha x into jn beta x dx is equal to 1 by beta squared minus alpha squared, limit alpha tends to beta, 1 by beta squared minus alpha squared into 4 alpha jn beta into jn dash of alpha minus beta jn alpha into jn dash of beta. Same thing I have written here. Beta jn alpha into jn dash of beta. So it is not equation 3, it is equation 4. So we apply the limit. When we get 0 by 0 form, what we do? We apply the limit to use L'Hospital's rule and simplify. Now, since alpha is fixed, so since alpha is the fixed root, we must have jn of alpha equals 0 as alpha. Since alpha is fixed, we must have jn of alpha equals 0. Since alpha is fixed, I told you, alpha is fixed. We assume that alpha is fixed. Since alpha is fixed, we must have jn of alpha equals 0 because alpha is a root of jn of x. Now, what happens here? Limit beta tends to alpha, 0 to 1 x jn alpha x jn beta x dx is equal to limit beta tends to alpha 1 by beta squared minus alpha squared. So now here alpha equals beta, we get alpha jn beta jn dash of alpha, but jn alpha is 0 because alpha is a root. So this fixed, alpha is fixed and alpha is a root, so this part will be 0. So only the first part. Now we limit, what we do, we apply L'Hospital's rule. If we apply the limit directly, we get 0 by 0 form. If we apply the limit directly, we get 0 by 0 form. So we use L'Hospital's rule. We use L'Hospital's rule, okay? So when we use what is L'Hospital's rule, we differentiate numerator and we differentiate denominator separately. So with respect to beta, alpha is fixed. With respect to beta, I differentiate numerator alpha jn dash of beta, jn dash of alpha. We differentiate numerator and denominator separately with respect to beta, and then apply the limit. That is L'Hospital's rule. So because beta alpha is fixed, beta is the variable. So with respect to beta, when we differentiate, this will be alpha jn dash of beta into jn dash of alpha divided by this will be 2 beta. Numerator and denominator are differentiated separately with respect to beta. That is L'Hospital's rule. So we now have, see, x into jn alpha x square. That means here alpha equals beta because beta tends to alpha. So x into jn alpha squared, jn of alpha x squared dx is equal to beta becomes alpha, so 1 by 2 alpha, jn dash of alpha into jn dash of alpha, jn dash of alpha into jn dash of alpha. So what we get here, this will be 1 by 2 alpha cancel, jn dash of alpha whole square, 1 by 2 jn dash of alpha whole square. This will be now therefore 0 to 1 x jn squared of alpha. This you know we can write like this, jn squared of alpha x, okay, jn squared of alpha x is equal to half into jn dash of alpha squared. That I take as 6. I hope it is clear. Now we use the recurrence relation. From the recurrence relation, jn dash of x is equal to n by x jn of x minus jn plus 1 into x. This is a recurrence relation, it is there in Bessel's equations. It is not there in your syllabus, the derivation. So I gave this, it's just like a formula. Jn dash of x is equal to n by x jn of x minus jn plus 1 into alpha. So we use that recurrence relation here. So in place of x, if I put alpha, I want jn dash of alpha. So jn dash of alpha equals n by alpha into jn of alpha minus jn plus 1 of alpha. That is from the recurrence relation. 4 recurrence relations are there. It is not there in your syllabus, so I have not stressed it. So, but now you should know this one in the exam. So by using the recurrence relation, jn dash of x is equal to n by x jn of x minus jn plus 1 of x. Okay, jn of x into jn plus 1 of x. So what we get? Here in place of x, we put alpha, that is jn dash of alpha equals n by alpha jn of alpha minus jn plus 1 of alpha. So here we get, since jn of alpha is 0, because alpha is the distinct root of jn of x and it is fixed. Since jn of alpha is 0, this term will be 0. So we get jn dash of alpha equals minus jn plus 1 of alpha. So 6 becomes now very clearly 0 to 1 x jn squared of alpha x dx is jn dash of alpha is nothing but minus jn plus 1 of alpha. So it will be jn plus 1 of alpha squared. So this is the derivation when alpha equals beta. So this is called as the orthogonal property of Bessel functions. And in the model question paper, they have asked only the first part, that is if alpha equals beta. They have asked only the first part if alpha equals beta. Second part is, sorry, they asked the first part if alpha not equal to beta. 0 to 1 x jn of alpha x jn beta x dx is equal to 0 if alpha not equal to beta. This they have asked in the model question paper, but they might ask the second part also, so I derived it. Okay, so orthogonal property of Bessel function, because some students have doubt, I will once again just recall it. So orthogonal property of Bessel functions, what it states, if alpha and beta are two distinct roots of jn of x, then 0 to 1 x into jn alpha x into jn of beta x dx is equal to 0 if alpha not equal to beta. If alpha not equal to beta, this is the question in model question paper. And another question they can ask is if alpha equals beta, it will be half into jn dash of alpha squared is equal to half into jn plus 1 of alpha. Okay, now we get here now. We know that what we take, jn of x is a solution of, this also a model question paper problem we derived in the previous session. Jn of x, Bessel function, is a solution of the Bessel's differential equation x squared d squared by dx squared plus x dy by dx plus x squared minus n squared of y equals 0. But now here you take in place of x, I took jn, we take jn of lambda x. So in place of x squared, it will be lambda squared x squared minus n squared of y equals 0. We take two roots, that is if u is equal to jn alpha x and u is equal to jn beta x, the associated differential equations are, if we take, if u equals jn alpha x and v equals jn beta x, the associated differential equations are, see here y means it is y, so it will be x squared u double dash plus x u dash plus, so alpha x, so alpha squared x squared minus n squared and u equals 0. Second is v equals jn beta x, so x squared v double dash plus x v dash beta squared x squared, because beta squared x squared minus n squared into v equals 0. We multiply equation 1 by v by x, second equation by u by x. I explained in that. Just multiply and see, take a pencil, write down and do it in the notes. See the PDF, write down. And if you get doubt, again see the YouTube channel what I'm explaining. Okay, it's very clear, but it is important. So then what happens, you multiply by v by x 1, or equation 1 by v by x, you will get this term. You multiply equation 2, okay, you multiply equation 2 by u by x, you get this equation, and then you subtract. If you subtract, we get this. It is very clear. And what I did, I took this last term to the other side. It will be minus of alpha squared minus beta squared into uvx. So minus can be written as beta squared minus alpha squared, correct, to x uv. So like this. This is nothing but product rule. First function differentiation of second plus second function differentiation of first. So first, second, I have written this one, then integrating both sides with respect to x, taking the limit from 0 to 1. It's a derivation, so you have to know those steps. So integration is reverse process of differentiation. D by dx get cancelled. X is 0 to 1, we get as it is. So here 0 to 1 x uv dx. Now here first I apply the upper limit when x equals 1. I write here x equals, lower limit 0 means it will be 0, then as it is. Now I take u as there are two roots alpha and beta. U is jn alpha x, v is jn beta x. U is jn alpha x, v is jn of beta x. So u dash will be alpha jn dash of alpha x. U dash will be alpha jn dash of alpha x, okay. U dash will be alpha jn dash of alpha x, and v dash will be beta jn dash of beta x, okay. By differentiation with respect to x. Hence, substitute here in 3, we get all of this. Just to substitute, direct. So I want this in the derivation, so I bring this integration to one side, remaining to the other side. Now, since alpha and beta are the distinct roots of Jn of x equals 0, we have Jn of alpha equals 0 and Jn of beta of 0 substitute in the RHS of 4. Now when we substitute here alpha should not be equal to beta, because if alpha equals beta, the right hand side will be 0 by 0 form. So we take the condition beta squared not equal to alpha squared, that is beta not equal to alpha. So thus we have proved that if alpha not equal to beta, 0 to 1 x Jn of alpha x Jn beta x dx equals 0. So till here they have asked in the model question paper. Okay, now the other part is if alpha equals beta, RHS of 4, it is not 3, just note it down, it is not 3, it is 4. So RHS of 4 will be, if alpha equals beta, it will be, this will be 0, Jn of beta, Jn of alpha 0. So this also alpha is 0, so 0 by 0 form. So we apply the limit alpha beta tends to alpha is fixed. So it will be 0 by 0 form. So we use L'Hospital's rule, evaluating 0 by 0 form. In Maths 1, in first semester you studied, differentiating numerator separately, differentiating denominator separately till we get the answer. So we get limit beta tends to alpha 0 to 1 x into Jn alpha x into Jn beta x dx is equal to right hand side of 4 also we apply the limit. Since alpha is fixed and alpha is a root of Jn of x, we should have Jn of alpha equals 0. So this term will be 0. So we get what happens here, limit beta tends to alpha, this term we wrote as it is, and here this term will be 0, Jn alpha, only this term will be left. Now we differentiate with respect to beta, both numerator and denominator, to apply L'Hospital's rule. If you don't differentiate with respect to beta, this will be 0 again, this will be 0. So 0 by 0 form. So when you differentiate alpha with respect to beta, Jn dash of beta, Jn dash of alpha, here 2 beta, right? Here 2 beta, 2 beta. That's by L'Hospital's rule, differentiating numerator and denominator separately with respect to beta. So what we get here, beta tends to alpha means these two will be same. So 0 to 1 x into Jn alpha x squared. Here beta tends to alpha 1 by 2 alpha into Jn dash of alpha into Jn dash of alpha. That will be 1 by 2 Jn dash of alpha squared. So this will be integration from 0 to 1 x Jn dash squared alpha x dx is equal to half into Jn dash of alpha square. Now there is one recurrence relation which is there in your, not there in your syllabus, but you are using it here. It is the 4 derivations which are there. It is not there in your syllabus. So I gave here. It is the recurrence relation of a Bessel function. It will be used here. Jn dash of x is equal to n by x Jn of x minus Jn plus 1 of x. So Jn dash of alpha equals n by alpha Jn of alpha minus Jn plus 1 of alpha. Wherever x I put alpha. But Jn of alpha is 0 because alpha is a root of Jn of x. So this term will be 0. So Jn dash of alpha is minus Jn plus 1 of alpha. So in place of Jn dash of alpha, I will write Jn plus 1 of alpha. In place of Jn dash of alpha here, I will write Jn plus 1 minus Jn plus 1 of alpha. So what happens? It will be half into minus squared is plus, minus squared is plus, Jn dash of alpha will be Jn plus 1 of alpha. So Jn plus 1 of alpha squared. So this is when alpha equal to beta. So there are two conditions. This is the orthogonal property of Bessel functions. There are two conditions. In the model question paper, they have asked only the first condition, that is when alpha not equal to beta. But they might ask the second condition, so I derived the second condition. But if they ask the first condition, you have to do only till here. I have underlined here, only till here. So see the model question paper, work out. It is a 7-mark problem. Okay. So once again, I request all of you, as I say in all the classes, write down the notes, update notes. I'm going to check the notes, and assignment 1 in A4 sheet paper, you write it. Later on, we can fix it to the assignment book. Okay. Then write down last class one derivation. These are all big derivations. Last session where I had derived the solution, series solution of Bessel's differential equation. It will be a Bessel function. Okay. Now today I derived, this session I derived orthogonal property of Bessel's function. Okay. So you can see here this orthogonal property of Bessel's function, this derivation. And they have, in the model question paper, they have asked both. They have asked the first part that I did yesterday, derivation of the series solution of Bessel's differential equation Jn of x, 7 mark. This also they have asked. Model question paper, this, but they have asked only first part, that is 0 if alpha not equal to beta. First part they have asked. So don't neglect this. Write and study. Only if you write and study, you'll be able to master it. So any doubts you can ask later, but first you have to write and think and do it. Okay. So tomorrow I'll continue the next problems. Okay. I'll wind up the session here. Thank you. All the best.